Alright, Juzam, Jim, let's dive into the sideboards.
All right,
what do we got?
Let's take Justin's list here. First card, 3 City in a Bottle.
This is a brutal card that's going to shut out Li Xu's aggressive Arabian Nights cards. You won't be able to play them. No siree.
Yep. Next card, 3 Energy Flux.
Now this is a card we see. This is some anti-brown card tech. This shuts down brown cards.
Yep. Next, 3 Lightning Bolts.
This is an interesting choice to be putting in your sideboard. One of the most powerful spells I've ever seen, but not in the main deck.
Next, 2 Pyroblasts.
This is an amazing new card from the set of Ice Age. It stops all the blue cards people try and play.
Yep. Next, 2 Pyroclasms for those little black and white guys.
Yeah, this is the spell that basically wipes the board clean.
And last, 2 The Abyss.
Oof, the El Bisso. This is a card we're going to see it's going to swallow creatures one by one down a deep, dark black hole.
Pretty good.
Alright, sounds good. Now let's take a look over at Li's sideboard. What does he have? What's his secret tech?
Well, first card, 2 Control Magics.
Yep, this is going to steal the enemies of your enemy.
And 3 Energy Flux again.
More of that no brown card.
Yep. Next, we've got a pretty good one here.
Okay, let's see what we got. And it's going to be 2
Hydroblasts.
Now, this is the friend of Pyroblast, which stops effectively all the red cards your opponent tries to play.
Yep. Now, speaking of its friend, next card, 2 Pyroblasts.
There you go. Amazing. We see 2 Pyroblasts.
Yep.
Those also be coming in probably against to fight against those blue cards. Now,
next card, 2 Shatter Storms.
Wow. So it looks like Li Xu really doesn't want to face against any brown cards.
Nope. Now, next we've got a 1 of Strip Mine.
Ooh, this is a very powerful spell. I'm surprised to see it also not in his main deck.
Next, 1 Stormseeker.
Oh, this card is a brutal card, and I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of cards in their hands, so this will probably be used.
Yep. Next, 1 Tranquility.
This is a very powerful spell, we know. Might come in against to combat those underworld dreams to shut down the deck.
Last card, 1 Dervish.
Oh, you know I love this card a lot. I love green creatures. I love to have +1/+1 counters, and you turn it sideways and attack. Let's play Magic.
All right.
Welcome back to Game 2 in the finals matchup at the Tournament of Professionals 1995. Players are shuffling and they're getting ready now to draw their opening 7 cards. And Juzam, Jim, I sincerely hope we do not see another mulligan from Li Xu, because that would make me feel really bad. I want to see some fair and square magic.
Well, you know, these 2 7-card hands look really good from both these players. Looks like Lee's got a turn 1 Mox. Let's just hope he's got the turn 1 play to go with it.
He needs to be on the offensive. Let's see what he has, and we see a Mox and a Taiga. Oh, he passes the turn. That can't be too good for him for turn 1. And we see Justin follow up with a Swamp. What's it going to be? Looking over the options here. Taps the Swamp, adds 1 black mana. Casts Dark Ritual, adding effectively 3 more black mana. Puts the Dark Ritual into the graveyard. Uses a black mana to cast Soul Ring. Taps the Soul Ring, adding 2 colorless mana. What's it going to be? Looks like, a City in a Bottle and a Howling Mine. City in a Bottle, the card that Li Xu does not want to see. The card he did not come from Shanghai here to play against.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard card for him to play through, but you know, he's in the finals. He must have played against at least one of these today, and he's beaten it, so.
Perhaps you are correct, but for the people at home, I just want to reiterate. City in the Bottle will effectively shut off 3/4 of the offensive maneuvers that Li can deliver in creature form.
Well, you know, they don't call it Arabian Aggro for nothing.
Correct, and now it looks like we have an Ancestral Recall from Justin Beckert and the turn, putting him up even more cards, and he'll draw 2 more cards on his draw step. With a full grip of cards in his hands, here he goes, and now he's playing a Badlands. What's the play going to be? What do you think?
Well, I think he's still just looking for that Underworld Dreams. Without it, his deck isn't really doing anything.
Because now he just plays a second Howling Mine, effectively now allowing Li to draw more cards, to draw into creatures, or to draw into spells that will deal him damage.
Yeah, I mean, if he finds that Shatter and blows up that City in a Bottle, he can deploy, 2-3 creatures in 1 turn.
He does have a lot of mana sitting in the mana section of his dual ground. And now we see 3 cards drawn from Justin on his draw step. A little fix of the battleground there. And now we see the players. What is the play going to be? We see a basic island now. Does not appear as he has that Underworld Dreams card.
No, the whole point of this deck is to get that Underworld Dreams in and then start drawing lots of cards. And without it, like I said, he
Hold on a
can't
second
kill
here.
his opponent.
It looks like Justin.
Oh!
We see a Stormseeker cast from Li Xu. And that is going to do a lot of damage here. As Justin has a full grip of hands, it looks like he had 8 cards in hand.
Yeah,
That's going to be
right
8
before
damage.
discard.
A taste of his own medicine. Let's take a look at Stormseeker. An instant green spell. Green is one of my favorite colors of Magic the Gathering. You know that.
I do.
All right, Stormseeker, instant spell. Does 1 damage to an opponent for every single card in his hand. And boy, oh boy, was that a lot of cards he had in his hand.
Oh, yeah. You know, with 2 Howling Minds out, it's not like you're ever going to catch your opponent with less than 7 cards in their hand.
That's right. And now we're going to see a lightning bolt that is going to take a living Mishra's Factory and drive it straight into that graveyard.
Yep, we were right that he was going to bring those bolts in. Those factories are a great threat.
It seems to the only way he can get around that gosh darn bottle.
Yeah, other than that, he's just got to kill with spells.
Yep, and it looks like he has a Fireball here, which he's discarding. I don't know if I agree with this play. Fireball seems like a card that's going to do direct damage to Justin.
You know, Lee knows right now that Justin can't win this game without that Underworld Dreams. I think he just wants to keep up all his mana to counter it if he ever finds it.
That sounds like a good strategy. And now we're going to see Justin Beckert. He's slamming down that Winds of Change. Will this blow away all the cards in Lee's hand? Whoa, and here we see a Shatter now, taking out the City in the Bottle, and a Lightning Bolt. Justin falls to 9 life.
That's pretty good.
Giving Li Xu a small window in order to find an Arabian Nights printed creature and to deploy it onto the dual ground.
Yeah, if Justin doesn't find his Underworld Dreams or another City in a Bottle here, he could be in a lot of trouble. He just doesn't have any way to put any pressure on Lee.
And he's just giving him more and more cards here.
Yeah, I mean, Lee is Ancestral Recalling every turn.
That is absolutely not good for Justin's strategy. And now we're going to see Lee here, drawing his hand. I didn't get a good look at it, but I see some green spells, and I'm already getting very excited. And now we see Justin drawing his hand. Did he find the Underworld Dreams?
Doesn't seem he did, but it looks like he may have found another City in a Bottle.
Oof. And there it is. The bottle's going to shut out everything Lee's got.
You know, he's doing a great job of stopping Lee's deck here, but he just isn't doing any work at killing him.
And now can Lee, effectively, he now has to find 3 lightning bolts, it seems, to do the correct amount of damage, putting Justin down to 0. And now we see a Sylvan Library.
That's pretty good. It's going to let him start looking at the top cards of his deck. And let me ask you here, Randy.
Sure.
Have you ever had a Sylvan Library in play when there were Howling Minds?
I don't think so.
Well, let me tell you. Because he's drawing 2 additional cards each turn, when he actually does use the Sylvan Library, he will have already drawn 3, letting him have 5 cards to choose from where he only has to put back 2.
This does not seem like something Justin is absolutely thrilled about, because Lee is getting the absolute selection of his deck, his strategy, and this unbelievable Arabian aggro deck that we've seen in the past.
I know, it's just, without that Underworld Dreams, I mean, he spent his entire game looking for it, still hasn't found it. It's unbelievable. He's looked through so many cards, just can't find it.
And now we see the recall here. What's it getting back?
Looks like it got back Ancestral Recall.
Okay, now he's getting back Ancestral Recall. Going to draw some more cards to find Underworld Dreams here. Oh!
Ooh.
And Lee follows up with an Ancestral Recall of his own. Looks like they're both going back to the old times to draw 3 cards.
Oh, yeah.
And here we go. Lee with a handful of cards, Justin with a handful of cards.
Still no Underworld Dreams. You know what? This trick deck is really coming back to bite him.
It doesn't look like it's tricky this time. Now we're going to see a wind change. Oh, and there's a bolt across the face of Justin Beckert.
That puts him down to 6. He's really at a dangerous life total. I mean, he's drawing his whole hand here again, and he does have the mana to cast Underworld Dreams if he finally does find one, but he's at a really low life total.
This is a thrilling moment, because if Justin is able to put it away here, he'll be able to be the winner and the new crowned professional of champions.
Absolutely.
Here we go. Looks like Lee found some interesting cards there, and Justin will draw his hand. Did he find it?
Oh,
there it is.
There it is.
So finally he has the Underworld Dreams. He's sitting up now. He's getting really excited. Here we go. He plays a Mox Jet for the turn, taps that 3 black mana, and it looks like, oh, no, taken back.
Looks like he's probably going to lead with the Dark Ritual here. I think he wants to play around Power Sink.
That is a very expert play. And there it is. Underworld Dreams snaps the ground field.
It also looks like he has another Winds of... Yeah, he does have a Winds of Change in his hand.
Here we go. Oh, and there's a lightning bolt straight to the face of Justin Beckert. And a second lightning bolt, putting him to 0. Li Xu.
That was pretty impressive. You know, Justin finally found his combo. Just died right in the spot.
That's because the pressure of the bolt will put you under the gun in this match of Magic the Gathering. Let's go. I'm excited. We're going to a Game 3. We're going to see a full match of Magic the Gathering here in the finals. What do you think's going to happen? Who's going to win?
You know, I don't know who's going to win here. That was a strange game. No creatures played from Lee's deck, and he still won. You don't think he'd be able to do that.
That is odd indeed for a creature-based deck. Now we're going to take a look. We're going to pause for a minute, and we're going to go back and sit with one of our expert champion players. He's going to walk through some tips and tricks he's learned along the way on the tournament circle.